split up into two, and they took perfect advantage knowing they only versus one player there. They could definitely take the off angles, but they played it slow. They played it patient. They weren't scared, and they knew that they had to make a calm play there, and they just forced Sirvi into a bad position. And Sirvi, there's only so much he can do, and capitalizing off mistakes of a team is usually what's best in those 2v1 situations.
I'm very impressed as well with Victory 5 and, of course, Synergy E doing so much work for both of those teams. My, what a game to kick us off. Nice, even action, pretty fair across the board, I would say. I don't know if you'd agree with me.
I think pretty fair all in all, to be honest with you. I think that teams did as I expected them to do, but we will see when we get to game 2 now. Now we've felt each other out a little bit. We're going to go over to Sandhawk next, which is going to be so much more chaotic, and we will see just how the firepower from these teams, the gunfights and the skill will come into play.
I was disappointed at Styrian Myth. Hopefully they'll be able to pick it up, but we're going to head back over to the desk to break it down. Thank you very much, Jason and the desk. We're here, we're ready. The horizon has known no bounds over the past few months as we have searched far and wide for the best of the best. We're here in the prelim, and the circle will continue to shrink. Only 3 teams are going to make it out, but we have game number 1 up and ready to go.
And prelims, John, it's a grueling experience to say the least. 18 games over 3 days. We saw that in the South Asia Regional Finals. What it did open was for these more consistent teams to get in. We're talking about Team IND, Team INS, who are looking to get those more spots towards the top and get those placement points in. You're going up against a lot of different microcosms here in terms of regional play. Like, you're not going to get a free spot here. INS aren't just going to easily be able to take Gatka anymore. We're going to have issues going on from here on forward. And these teams, they're out for blood. They want to get that top 3 spots. They want to get to the global finals. But it's a lot of work ahead of them.
I'll tell you what, there's a word for that. In English anyway, argy-bargy. We're going to be seeing a lot of that at the
Mega
start.
argy-bargy,
a little bit of elbows poking out, trying to zone away teams from your drop spot. That's really what it's all about. Plane coming across, as you can see on your screens to this side. There you go. Down and that way. It's this way. As it's going straight across the center. Pretty clean plane blank.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before whilst we're casting. You get a clean plane path, you're more than likely going to get a pretty cruel circle, let's be honest here. We'll see if it goes central or it goes somewhere wacky up to Kameshki. But right now, this opens up a very, very good plane path, especially for the game number 1 of the day. It's going to allow everyone to go to their preferred spots. Now, I don't imagine we'll see much hot dropping, to be honest with you. You know you've only got 18 games here to qualify. You want to be doing reactive dropping. You want to see where other players are going and go over there. You might even have situations where in scrims, teams are dropping in one place, and now they're going to drop somewhere completely different. Right now, the only team I can really see who is anywhere close to one another is Party Gaming, SWAT 69, and Detonator, all within Georgia Pool, but still pretty spread.
You've got Omen Elite in there as well in South George Crates. You can see they're on your screens right now, vying for it with SWAT 69, so maybe a little bit of an early clash going in there.
All right. You know what? I'm allowing it. You know, this is okay for them. But they will
have seal of approval.
Blank seal of approval. I'm going to take it. They're playing on either side right now, so this could be just a situation where you got a peace treaty going on. They're going to loot up, be cautious of one another, and then potentially leave afterwards. But they will have to move at some point potentially. I think the team who takes Everest first is probably going to have a good advantage here in terms of scouting capability. So really, we're looking here depending on looting times, how fast one of these teams can make their way out, can they get a vehicle? But right now, Omen are really taking a fight. The SWAT 69, SWAT 69, hiding behind brick walls, pretty scared right now.
Fair enough, you would be. With a team like Omen Elite bearing down on you. Super strong run from them in the NA regional finals that we saw to be able to claim that 3rd spot just underneath Tempo Storm and playing 3rd fiddle to Cloud9, of course. They've done a real great deal of work here, and they might actually just try and bug out. Sensible, potentially.
They're just leaving now. I mean, they see where the circle has gone off to, and they're just going to leave, scatter out, figure out where the next point of contact is going to be. Assyrian Myth here playing around Pachinki. We know they play around there very often. They have the potential to go up to go Skiller on Rozhok Hill there, but INS, they've got a free spot here in Gatka. Now, let's talk a little bit more about INS, because in the South Asia Regional Finals, they were actually playing with a man down, and arguably their best player, Cartoons, because he was away for exams. Now, he let his team do the hard work, qualified themselves for the prelims, but now he's here and he has to show up, John.
Certainly does. We'll see what he's got to prove. A little bit of a curious rotation coming in from the Red Canids. They actually rotated from the compounds just north of that western bridge towards Military Island to C Block, to the military base itself, and they're going to get some more loot on the boards, it seems.
Which is fair enough, really. You drop early, you figure out where people are going. You might have a potentiality here where Red Canids, they've dropped slow, and it means they've had to drop on vehicles, but what they have achieved there is scouting onto Sosnovka. They're like, okay, no one's here, let's go, let's take this territory, we can claim that early, make it our own. And this means that going forward, if they can retain control of Sosnovka, they're going to get very geared, they're going to get suited and booted early on, be able to rotate back into the circle with the vehicles they've acquired now. It should be very, very good. Synergy, on the other hand, another team that's quite aggressive, all the way in Lipovka, another team that's playing it safe. And why wouldn't you game number one? You want to feel everyone out first and then go from there.
See what you can find. It's the name of the game. Omen Elite have pretty much completely exited, I believe. They've gone north of the river this time around. Orange, solo team in Yasnaya. So even though it was potentially a dangerous drop, especially with the plane path that came through, they find themselves alone in a super heavy loot spot. But despite that, Flyers only managed to find himself some level 1 helmet and bag. Get going, son. Get some more on board.
Get a bloody move on. I need to hurry this one up. You already got a micro, Uzi. Pretty kind circle to begin with, to be quite honest with you, John. And this is good for a lot of teams. Like I said, it's going to give them time to figure out what they want to do going forward from here. And I really do feel for these teams in the prelims. Like Icy was saying on the desk here, there is only 3 places available. It's pretty tough going forward. 13 teams will be dropped out. We're getting Styrian mid. Both of the EU teams will be clashing shortly unless football is able to lead. But Zassi, he remains behind the buggy. Maybe just scouting it out a little bit, but more likely we'll have to lead. But it's a Styrian myth who are deciding to bug out first.
Yeah, they don't have the full backup. The rest of the team nowhere near, so they do just want to send away. A little bit of damage being sent on through, but they exit towards apartments, only occupied by their other duo. They'd scouted it, they got away. Nice rotations. Sister teams not going to clash just yet.
Very, very smart there. Went in, scouted it very, very quickly, understood they had to leave, it's already occupied. They've got a pretty central position here, let's be honest though, in Abs. Like, they can very much wait until the next circle. They already have a secure position here going forward. But knowing that footballers are down here, and it's in a relatively standard location, footballers, they tend to go for this strange 2-2 split between Rozhok and then down towards Shelter, where they'll send 2 players either side. This time, they're not doing that. We saw them do it a lot in groups. They stopped it, and they had much better success. Victory 5, though, on the way up to Orange. Already you see the nades coming across. It's a battle between the roads. Got to look twice before you cross.
Not all the squads are there yet, so there is backup still to come into the fight. Hung behind the hay bale, and Orange, they don't want to take the fight just yet. They know they're at a disadvantage out in the open, but the spray is there from Wushan. Not quite able to land it just yet, but there's backup over the hill. Popov trying to spray it down. Victory 5 running for the hills, running for their lives. And Orange, they're getting out of it as well. They've taken one down. First blood goes to Victory 5.
In the vehicle, no doubt. The first kill, the prelims on day 1, match 1 comes through. Victory 5 taking that one in style.
Beautifully done. Speaking about contesting their drops, they're going to do just that out of the window. Nanyi, sorry, over the hill. Is going to take another knock.
Really?
Orange losing 2 early. That's a disastrous start to their prelims.
We're talking with a couple of players, and obviously Icy as well, who knows a lot about the SCA region, saying that, you know, Orange rely on Leon quite a bit. Sure, they have Stork, who's obviously a great player, but they play around Leon. Now have him removed. How best they go forward from here? They're going to have to play very passively and hope to get those placement points on board. We see on the screen, Nanyi still going again. We'll just finish off Popov there. And Levi, Michael Phelps in it, swimming it around the rock.
He has taken damage, of course, has to surface up sometime soon. I don't think he's been spotted. IND still guarding the bridge.
As they do.
What this is going to allow Red to do, the Red Canids, is to have that scout on the other side, try and figure out where IND are playing, because they're guarding that west bridge. This is exactly how we saw them play in the South Asia regionals against Fnatic, who were taking that military-based position.
Yeah, and they really suffocated Fnatic, a team that we all expected to make it through into the global finals and/or prelims. And they were just really removed from Sosnovka, and they just didn't want to move from that position.
Oh, dear. Daljit not quite spotting out Levi in the water. It's not quite there. We'll be able to go. But they'll be all right for now. And Levi will still maintain that scouting position. The party boys over in North George will have to move on east and try and get in as well to the next circle. Omen Elite just on that northern throw, all the way up in Severny now. They left South George and instead went for a northern position on that rotation. The detonators just north of the river towards Roshock, centering, just around sort of Potato Hill, around just south of school to the slight east side of the map, is very kind to most of these teams in terms of the rotations they can make.
Yeah, we've got quite a clear difference in teams here, where you've got a lot of these edge teams. We're looking at Party Gaming, looking at Omen Elite, SWAT 69, IND here, and Red Knids. Obviously, they're just being... They've been roped in by IND right now, so they're forced to play edge. But you've got a lot of teams who are deciding to go straight central. Now, Synergy E moving across from Lipovka as the next circle does pop on your screen there. They've got an excellent position going forward. They control all the roads. They control all the entrances into the middle of the circle. The real question now is, John, is that they're going to have so many teams looking at them. Remember, 62 alive, 16 teams. You're in a terribly, terribly contested position right now. You might even have 3 teams to send upon you at a moment's notice.
INS very close to Asterian Myth here. I think they spotted them. Prolord is high and dry behind the hill, but Bishma goes in. Prolord takes him down, looks for the confirm as well, but not quite able to flush it out. INS up on the hill. They have the ticking clock, and if they want to save Bishma, the rest of the team might be trying to back him up, but Prolord holding it down for now. Goes in for the reload, no damage found, no smokes out. Bishma looking shaky right now, but in comes the smokes, in comes the nades. Cartoons on the side. Asterian Myth repositioning, up high on the hill, looking for the off angle as Bishma does take a tumble. He goes down fully.
So far, Asterian Myth playing quite different to the way we saw them in the group stages and the finals. They're a lot more aggressive, but it seems that they're still showing those colors of aggression, but with a little bit of restraint now, which is really, really smart, really good to see from this team. And perhaps going forward, it's been the saving grace that allows them to get in that top 3 spot. We'll see. It's still early days, of course. Can't make any calls as of yet, but right now, INS, they're surrounded.
There is a rapid rotation coming out from Asterian Myth, but they are split, which means that if INS take aggression in one direction, they might just be able to roll it down. Smokes out the back to protect their flank. A nice start to the fight potentially for INS. They know that Prolord is kind of hunkered down behind that tree right now as they push forwards. And it looks like they want to take the fight behind. Asterian Myth feel like they don't want to be taking the rest of this fight. Teams not really out to their west, but they aren't aware of that potentially. During the fight, they might have lost track, and you can see they are just backing off here. It's smart. Fair enough. They're going to be able to get away with that as well. Yep, okay. Nearly going down, but they'll be able to med that one through.
Back to home base as well to Apps. This has been like their control center from where they sent it onto a lot of other teams. And obviously, they know it's free. They've just come from there. They're just going back home, left the oven on, pick up the chicken dinner, come back out again. They've still got a way to go. It's still cooking in the oven. We'll see if they can make it. There's Spring, though, taking some shots, but it's Party Gaming.
Her's able to take him down. Spring falls. The rest of Omen Elite should be nearby. Alice has gone down near. So they both have investments into this area. The circle, however, is shrinking. It's only first, second zone, so they will be able to get the res if they're quick. Looks like Omen Elite are just going to mount up. I don't think they're going to go for the save here. They're just going to rotate away. They don't want to invest any resources in going back. And so it's a crawl battle. I don't think either are going to make it in, though.
No, main thing for Omen Elite right now is to get into the circle. Obviously, they're on the northern side of the island right now. If they can get across the bridge, potentially gatekeep Party Gaming, even with the numbers that Party Gaming have on board, being on the other side of the bridge just gives you so much advantage, so much power, especially versus vehicles going across, which is why you're going to see Party Gaming make the full clockwise rotation, come down through Yasnaya Fields and potentially face their death a different way from Victory 5, who are currently fighting versus Detonator.
Footballists still with all 4 alive. They've made it through the initial gauntlet of rejoining one another.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, absolutely, from what we saw in the EU regionals, but they made it here. It looks like they're going to make it a little bit further. The circle comes in, and it's a relatively hard southern shift.
It's about as hard as it can go, really, without going into the water. So all the land is encompassed here by the circle all the way down to the south. And Biggitron, actually, you wonder whether they've planned this in advance, because this is a really good rotation in. With the coast at their back, all they have to worry about is the 180 in front of them. And they basically control the whole southern part of the circle. And they can very clearly look across open ground to Red Knids and Team IND coming over from Sharkfin on the western side of the map here. but they're going to opt to try and get over the roads very, very quickly. We're looking at Mega Esports right now versus Tempo.
Oh, no, there's a nice shot coming through. It's 1 for 1 as Nico goes down as well. That's 2 knocks to 1 as they go for the push. Rain not quite able to get it done. The crash is still there. Tempo, they need to try and make this work. First full team crash we've seen. Looks like they are going to continue for it. Nico and Rain, you can see them down there on your screen. Spec behind the building on the other side of the compound. The rest of the Mega Squad up the hill. They have the overlook. Nico trying his best to just hide behind that ridgeline. Seems to be getting away with it for now, but for how much longer? Rain falls.
Shimmying and shaking Nico just beneath, but you'd be very surprised if Spec even tries to come back and save him. Instead, mounts up very low, goes down, and that's Tempo out in 16th.
So unfortunate. The crash didn't work out for them. Not able to hold down the buildings. Beautiful stuff coming up from Mega, though. They claim themselves 4 kills, and they mount up in a strong compound. Maybe looking to go a little bit in, but they're very central right now, so no reason to try and take more.
It's really hard now because the entirety of the circle is kind of cut off by this road that comes straight down, and you can't go clockwise right now, John, underneath because you go straight into open field, and it's all uphill just north of Milter, so it's almost an impossible rotation to make. So Detonator right now and the remainder of Omen Elite have a pretty good spot if it shifts over to the east, but there'll be a lot of fighting if we see a shift over to the west right now. Mainly what we're looking for right now is strong compounds to hold in. Mega obviously have found one. Footballers are currently vying for control of a compound versus Asterian Myth, but they are inside, so they have the cover on their backs.
Party Gaming crashing into INS right now. 3 players alive for both of these teams. Party obviously losing out earlier in their fight with Omen Elite. They've already taken 1 knock as well. INS can get healed up behind the barrier of the terrain that they have currently on the roadside. But they've got some difficult rotations ahead of them as well, should they find themselves in a tricky spot here. Jihoon taking the off angle. Joker goes down to her. And they continue to try and just zone away on these off angles, but Jihoon's out in the blue, has to push forwards.
Yeah, it's a difficult spot for INS because they're not being pushed by the blue, but they're in a tough spot in the open right now. The ditch is the only thing providing them cover. They almost certainly have to remove Party Gaming here if they want to be able to advance unhindered by this team behind them. Or if we get the new shift on the map here, goes over to Shelter. Interesting terrain over that side, actually. A lot of hillsides, a lot of trees to be hiding around, including the Shelter itself. And Detonator, like I said, they have a really strong position now, and pretty much all of the north is not taken where you have that tree line where you can play from.
INS don't want to take this fight here. You can see they're just going to go for the res. It looks like they're smoking up on the ridge line, and they'll be able to just rotate through, potentially. A lot of these teams on the southwest have to move through really open ground here. You've got Farm in the way of those pushes, and you can see IND making their way through. Biggitron have made that push north, but there's so many teams on that south side.
Yeah, look at this. Southwest is just a marching army of teams, all looking to make their way in. INS, they mount up. Party Gaming look to put a stop to that party. Not able to do it quite yet.
Not quite able to put the dampener there. They do need to move as well. I think INS was smart to get out of there, but SWAT 69 might not be so lucky as INS have caught their number. Mohar just hunkered down now. As INS stick together, they're a real tight-knit group right now. They have been moving as a unit, and they've only lost 1. So being as 3 is probably one of the smarter ways to be, as long as you can find those openings, because you can potentially get wiped as well, just straight up.
Yeah, here's another fire going down. Party Gaming, they just spent too long trying to remove INS and harassing them, and it's come back to bite them here.
They're out in the blue as well. They're going to really struggle as Biggitron go in with Ghost Skiller at the moment. Nicola goes down first, and they're really on the ropes right now. Eliminated. Beautiful stuff. Biggitron, one of the talented, strongest teams in these prelims, showing you just what it's all about. Going to be able to hold it down, taking out a team.
Yeah, this team is terrifying. In the group stage in SEA, they won the free Gunslinger Awards, which is for most kills. They won that 3 times running over 3 weeks, which is just ridiculous. And they kind of faltered in the finals, so really what we have here is a beast tossed into the mix. It's like you've got the Gladiators ring, and you've got all the Gladiators in here, you've got the 15 teams, and then someone threw a Lion in, just to make things interesting. The Lions BTR.
Well, yeah. To be fair, they just don't want to find their Daniel, really. That's going to be what could stop them. We'll have to see if anyone's able to stand up to the challenge. Omen Elite, they hold the hilltop. Orange, they're going to hear about it as well. Fire.
Probably
Coming
under fire.
Yeah. Going over the hillside, will get to safety. INS getting pressured out on the western side as well. A lot of teams on the edges right now. We've only got 3 really quite central at the moment. That's Detonators, Footballist, and Asterian Myth.
Here we have Omen, who's surprised. Like, really, they have all 4 players up?
Yeah.
They managed to get them all back online. Interesting. That's very interesting indeed. That's really good play from Omen, but they're in a new fight with Stalker from Orange, who's doing ridiculous work with the DP.
This guy is incredible. He was a massive, massive killer for the Orange squad. And there goes the Molotov. He's going to burn them down. Oh dear, Spring doesn't even have the angle. Not too sure if they're going to be able to get to this one to get the reses, but
they don't even
see what
know.
They can do. You can see the other player for Orange as well is on the off angle. That's Fire. And Omen Elite really can't do anything about it. They can't do too much at all. As Carnage goes down to Victory 5, who entered the fray on the back. Oh no, this is disastrous.
Oh.
Carnage needs to try and stand up, but he just can't do it. Omen Elite down in 13th.
I just praise them for having all 4 members up, but they just lost 4 members in record time there. Ridiculously good work from Orange, and Orange is going to stick in this one. But Victory 5, you know, they must sense that these players are down here. They have a pin on Fire, but do they have a pin on Stalker? Omen Elite certainly didn't.
They're trying to make the run. Here goes Fire. Stalker still crawling around, snaking it in the grass.
Don't call him Stalker for nothing.
Seeing if he can get up. They was spotted there, Hung. Able to start the spray. Stalker takes some damage. Not going to be able to get taken down just yet. Nades going to be sent on through. Stalker mounts up, tries to get out of there. Sliver of HP, but it's going to serve him for now. Fire has to get out of there as well. They move north, and the next circle's going to push them in.
Yeah, they have to go anti-clockwise right now. Victory 5 now all on foot, trying to rush their way in, but they're looking downhill towards these Orange players. Asterian Myth now coming against Biggie Tron right now. Maybe they've bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, with Detonator also coming down. Biggie Tron holding it down pretty well, though, with these excellent smokes in the way of Asterian.
Nades coming through from Biggie Tron. Using them up just for now. Orange still going, by the way, but Biggie Tron are taking fire from Detonators as well. They're going to be suffering in this 3-way fight. They have to try and hold it off. The Detonators are pushing into the zone, so they're going to be a little bit more aggressive than Asterian Myth in this situation. You can see them mounting up on the hillside right now by Shelter. And they've got some ground. Smokes out. And that's going to be Biggie Tron investing those. Won't have them for later.
Sister teams here, IND and INS now fighting against one another. IND done very good work to get all players in. We know they prioritize having all 4 players alive here, but it's Detonator versus Biggie Tron. Asterian on the back foot here as well, waiting. Get the backstab on the SEA team. Lovely nade over the top there.
Fetcher able to get a lot done with that one. Zuxi now down. No teammate near him, which means they will have to push out. There's another smoke getting rolled out so they can make the cross. Nicely covered. So it's a 3-point smoke here. That's what they've gone for. Victory 5. Not really doing too much as well. On the northern side, Footballist now coming in. In comes the rattle. Solke gets first knock, but Detonator now aware of this position will turn around, go for the spray. Solke makes it behind the tower, but the Footballists have to push on through. They have to push further. Detonator, they're crunched right now. But Biggie Tron not in the best spot. Nice Molotov will start the burn. Pushes them back further. Solke, nade on out to the left side of the tree, but he's already down. They can take the hillside.
Fecker down below right now. Solke moving in. Will get him with a sliver of HP. Finishes off. Goes for the 1 point there. Excellent job to secure that one. Lovers in. The EU teams are incredibly strong in firefights, but Solke down now. Fecker immediately gets refragged.
Nimanari, last player standing for Detonators up the top of the hill. The EU squad, the Footballist, holding it down. Solke is going to get confirmed. Nimanari picks up the point. 2 kills now for their squad. Fetcher not going to be able to get it done. And Victory 5 chime into the fray. There's the ghillie suit coming out. It's coming out to play. It's got a hell of a bite to it.
Victory 5 currently on a warpath right now. John just running through so many teams. But look, you've got the player from Asterian Myth just behind the tree right now. He's just waiting on this one. He knows he's got to be calm about it. His love is in. Onto Victory 5. Moves out. Gets taken down. McBoy low.
Able to get the heal off as well as Asterian Myth get confirmed. Teams are dropping like flies. Victory 5 eliminate, or going for the fight with Footballists will eliminate them on the sidelines. Biggie Tron clear the hillside, and that's Europe wiped in one fell swoop.
Straight finish. Assyrian still in here, though. They managed to get a couple of players in, remove themselves from Biggie Tron. They had a player as the backstop there to kind of hold off versus Biggie Tron. INS do make their way in, though, so this is very decent from this team. I expect them to go out a lot earlier due to the fact that what we've seen from them was going down early because they didn't going down late because they didn't have to take too many fights early, but they're doing an excellent job with cartoons on side.
Synergy E, 5 kills, 4 players alive on the eastern side. This is what we wanted to see, aggression from this squad. We saw it in the South Asia regionals. They're coming at it again, and into the final circles, they have so much strength.
South Asia has just improved so much. Obviously, pioneering PUBG Mobile at the moment is massive over there right now.
Huge.
And Synergy E and the other players from South Asia right now are doing absolute work on these teams. Asteria Myth taking hold in shelter, really holding Red Canids down.
Oh, they actually sent away. They did get wiped. I thought they got wiped on the south side, but no. They're coming back to bite the Red Canids. Feeling the pain right now. They are trapped in shelter. There's a Syria Myth. They push down. They're through the smoke. And they will have a nade chucked their way. This could be disastrous. They go in. They're lining up. Oh, no. Red Canids shut Asterian Myth down. That's too bold, my friend. You're going to get punished for it.
Maxon, 40 bullets in the mag, and that's collateral on Asterian. Now EU fully out, and Synergy E, a terribly frightening team here with all 4 players alive. They've got the high ground too, ready to rip all these teams below to shreds. Just Luxy, the sniper, trying to keep himself at distance with the other teams. But INS, they've got a tough push in, whereas other teams right now got decent position. But look at this. All the other teams, other than Synergy E, on 2 players or less, John.
They're pushing through. Victory 5, 10 kills already. Wu Xian, last remaining representative for the Chinese region. Red Canids, they're praising their lucky stars right now. They just got delivered a whole bunch of loot down the hill. A little bit of a choke through the smoke. It's not going to go Asterian Myth's way. Someone better have words with them after that one.
This is where things get difficult. Circle moves down south right now. Synergy E, they have to take advantage of this high ground position, push onto teams whilst they can. They don't want to be forced down the hill into the hands of these waiting players. Wuxian can play spoiler, though. That's the only problem right now. But Synergy E, they've got to move quick.
They need to chuck a nade down through the shelter. They should have heard the gunfight going on. A single nade could do it. I mean, they're going to be pressured out of their little bunker, and they will have to fight through. See what they were to do. There it goes. There's Red taking the fire. Synergy E find INS behind the trees as well. And they are clearing out players left and right. INS really suffering, but as you say, Synergy E have to move as Red Canids get wiped.
This is exactly what Synergy E had to do. It's what I was predicting here. Take advantage of the high ground. Now only 2 players left for Mega. Victory 5 with Wuxian and Luxy still bearing in there for Biggie Trump.
They're going to go for it. We're into the final throws, down to 3 teams. Synergy E have the eastern side. They're pushing around. Luxy will not be able to hold off for now as Pons able to get the spray off for Synergy E. Lose a player as well. 2 players up the top for them. They will hold it down. 2 teams now. It's 2 versus 2. Synergy E will take 1 down, and Mega from the bottom. 10 kills now racked up, looking for the final, but CFE has so much to offer. Is he going to be able to do it? For Synergy E, has the DP, has the capability as well.
We know this guy. He's managed to clutch out so many times, John, before.
Pons going to go for the rotate, going to try and get the rundown, but no, he's just repositioning. They're going for the off angles. CFE trying to find the angles, trying to find the opening. He knows that Stone's behind the tree. Only a stone's throw away as well as he crawls it on in. Oh, beautiful nade. That might just do it. Has a first aid. 46 seconds before the zone. He'll be able to heal this one through, Blank.
Utility must be dwindling for Mega right now. Not to capitalize on that one, but excellent, excellent cover provided by the Rock and the vehicle. See if he's going to be hard-pressed to finish one out, John. But moving over to the high ground, can he take down these 2 players? The DP is terrifying.
He's got 30 seconds or so to operate on this one. Will be able to go for this rotation. Mega, you can see they've moved into the zone already. Smoke is out. That will give his position away. Has to try and shuffle around. Only 12 seconds now before the zone starts to close. He's on the short side. Has some time to play with.
Playing it so smart right now. Smokes go out to confuse the opponents. They don't quite know where he is, and this is going to give him a semi-type of barricade, but here comes Stoned. Looking for the push. Sirvi, though, still crawling through the grass.
They haven't taken the forward position yet, Blank. Those smokes not being capitalized on just yet. There's the barrel, close range dominator for Sirvi. And in the right hands, could be devastating.
This
Stone
could be
goes
big.
out wide. Should hear the footsteps here. Going out into it, looks for the spray, but no, he gets taken down. Stone closes it up. Mega, take the chicken dinner.
Mega from SEA. We know how strong this team is. Coming up large with 11 kill game, 31 points to their name. A really good start to the prelims, and especially from the difficult spot they started that game in, as well as at the bottom of that hill. They did really well. I love the rotating from them as well.